Congratulations, you've written your book. Now, how will you tell the world about it? How will they find out about it? Publicity is your best friend. On today's episode, you'll learn how to get publicity so you can sell tons of books. Hi, I'm Dan Janal. I've written more than a dozen books, including Write Your Book in a Flash. I'm a book coach, developmental editor, and ghostwriter. And no matter where you are in the writing process, I can help you write your book. I'm also a veteran PR guy with more than 20 years of experience helping thousands, yes, thousands of authors, speakers, coaches, consultants, and business people get publicity with my PR Leads program and my press release writing and distribution services. And today, you're going to learn some of my inside secrets on why you should get publicity and how you can get publicity. And we'll probably have a few more episodes as well to go deeper into certain areas. So be sure to watch till the end so you can click through for other informational videos on how you can get publicity for your book. Okay, let's get started. First of all, why do authors need publicity? In this day and age of social media, you might be saying, is publicity out of date? Whatever. No, publicity remains the least expensive form of marketing. You can get instant credibility from the media. That's why you need to do publicity. You'll get known real fast, and it's so inexpensive compared to, say, advertising. So another reason you should use publicity is that you can use your media forever. Once you are quoted in the media, you can put it on your website, you can use it in social media, you can use it in your marketing campaigns. It's evergreen. You'll always be the one who was quoted on National Public Radio or the New York Times or your trade publications or whatever. So use that credibility to help your own credibility. Plus, when people search for you in search engines and they see the first listing is from Forbes magazine or the New York Times or some other well-respected publication, that's their initial impression of you. They're going to think, wow, that's pretty cool. Compare that to the first listing being your LinkedIn profile or your website. Everyone does that. But if people see that Forbes wrote about you, then like, wow, they are instantly credible. That's really cool. Okay, so you'll stand out from your competitors. So those are some good reasons why you need publicity. So why don't people do publicity? Why are people more active in getting publicity? Well, it might be because you have the imposter syndrome. Let's get over that right now with two simple exercises. First of all, you have to realize that reporters need you as much as you need them. They have space to fill. They're under quota requirements. They have to quote people. They have to write articles. They need ideas for stories. They need sources for stories. When I was a daily newspaper reporter, this was way before the internet, we had to look in the phone book and the yellow pages to find people to quote, like doctors and dentists and architects and people like that, and a lot of people didn't want to be quoted. It was funny. But, it's hard to find sources if you're a reporter. So if you want to become a reporter's best friend, get in touch with them and let them know how you can help them. And they will call you when they're writing stories. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes as well. So here's the other way to get over the imposter syndrome. I want you to write a very simple sentence. Your name is the author of the title of your book and is an expert in your category. So Dan Janal is the author of Write Your Book in a Flash, and he is an expert in helping business owners spread their messages. Simple as that. Once you have written that, you can just share that with reporters and let them know exactly who you are and what you do. And yes, Professor Smith at Harvard probably knows more about your subject than you do. But guess what? The reporter doesn't know who Professor Smith is, and Professor Smith doesn't need any more publicity. So he's already teaching at Harvard. So you might as well be quoted. One question that people ask me is like, can you really track sales, book sales, to publicity? And in some ways you can, and in some ways you can't. So let's say you get quoted in the media or you appear on television and all of a sudden you've sold 10, 20, 30, 100 books. Well, yeah, that's a direct impact. But as I said before, your media stays online forever. So if you're quoted in the newspaper or a magazine, well, that material is now on the internet as well. There's no such thing as online media and offline media. it's all online. It all lives forever. So someone could be searching for your topic and they stumble across your press release or your news article or an article that you wrote, and they find it and they buy a book. So that's a little bit harder to trace. I have noticed, however, if you use tracking codes, then you can track your sales in some cases, but reporters won't necessarily use a tracking code. So it may be hard to find out. Short answer, yeah, you can track sales, but not 100% accurately. Let's look at how to approach the media. Who should you target? Who should you go after? After all, you only have so much time and energy to devote to anything, and publicity is one of those things. How do you target your audience effectively? And I think that's really the key. It's effective targeting. You don't want to be all over the place. You want to be in the places that your audience reads. So that's your first clue. What does your audience read? What media does your audience consume? Do they watch television? Do they read blogs? Or do they watch YouTube? Are they on Instagram? Wherever they are, that's where you need to be. And you shouldn't waste your time going after places where they are not. So, for example, you might be better off in, say, trade publications. Let's say you're a wine industry expert. Go after the wine industry publications. And when I say publications, I'm including websites and all the media associated with that. It's just easier that way. So bear with me. There might be a vertical market or a special interest that is related to your book, like women's issues or parenting or relationships. Well, there are lots of blogs out there that talk about those kinds of issues. So target them. If you're a national coach, speaker, consultant, and your issue does affect many people nationwide, like say solar energy or the labor market or real estate, then you very well may want to go after a national publication. That's fine too, but think about it very strategically. What is going to help you the most? What do reporters want from you? Very simple. They want anything that is news or is interesting to their audience. And what's news is not the fact that you wrote a new book. What's news is your views of something that is interesting and happening in the world today. For example, you can piggyback on current events. Let's say you're a labor relations expert, an HR person, a workplace management expert. Well, every month there are employment statistics that the government produces. You can let your local reporters know that you can help them with information when those numbers come out. The same with real estate trends. Those numbers come out by the government as well. So if you're a realtor, you can get your name in the local newspaper by offering advice and information about these trends. We've covered a lot of information now on why you should get publicity and how you should target your media activities. Be sure to watch our next video so you can find out what kind of materials you need to create to get the attention of the media.